Imagine a world where your Social Security payments are suddenly cut off. Millions of Americans, especially the elderly, left without their critical benefits. What if this chaos was all triggered by one man's request for private data? In today's video, we're diving into a shocking and controversial ultimatum from the Trump administration, which is threatening to shut down Social Security payments unless Elon Musk gains access to sensitive personal data. We'll explore what's at stake, the judge's ruling that blocked Musk's request, and the chaos that could unfold if this battle continues. Stay tuned as we uncover the real risks involved, how this could disrupt the lives of vulnerable Americans, and why this fight over data access could set a dangerous precedent. Welcome to Financial Area, where we break down the biggest financial and policy stories. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay informed on all things financial. The Trump administration's recent threat to halt Social Security payments has raised alarms across the country. In an unprecedented move, the administration has said it will cut off benefits to millions of Americans unless Elon Musk is granted access to private, sensitive data related to Social Security recipients. This ultimatum has sparked intense debate as it puts the financial stability of countless individuals at risk. For many Americans, Social Security is a lifeline, particularly for the elderly, who rely on these payments as their primary source of income. The possibility of this crucial support being abruptly withdrawn creates an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty for millions of vulnerable individuals, some of whom may have no other safety net to fall back on. The situation is further complicated by the fact that the Trump administration is tying the future of Social Security payments to a condition that many view as illegal and highly controversial, granting Musk access to private data that could affect the integrity of the system. The threat has sparked outrage, especially as it targets those who are least able to navigate the complex world of political maneuvering, people whose lives could be turned upside down by this disruption. For many, the idea of Social Security being used as leverage in this political game is not just a financial issue, but a moral one, raising the question of whether those in power are willing to sacrifice the well-being of ordinary citizens for their own political gains. With millions of Americans already struggling to make ends meet, the idea that their Social Security benefits could be used as bargaining chips has created a deep sense of distrust toward those in control. For the elderly, who rely on these benefits for basic needs like food, housing, and medical care, the implications are dire. Any delay or cancellation of payments could have catastrophic consequences, leading to an increase in poverty, homelessness, and even preventable health crises for those who rely on Social Security as their sole source of income. The reality is, a threat like this has the potential to destabilize not only the lives of individual Americans, but the entire fabric of the country's social safety net. As the debate continues to unfold, it's clear that the impact of this decision could reverberate far beyond just the realm of politics, affecting the daily lives of millions and leaving a long-lasting scar on the very people the system is supposed to protect. The legal battle surrounding Elon Musk's request for private Social Security data has become a focal point of this crisis. A federal judge recently ruled against Musk, declaring that his request was a fishing expedition and likely violated both legal and constitutional principles. This decision effectively blocked Musk's efforts to access the sensitive data, but the controversy remains far from over. Musk's request was based on his belief that he could manage Social Security more efficiently, leveraging the data to implement a new approach. But the judge's ruling exposed the potential dangers of allowing private individuals to have access to such crucial information. The judge's ruling emphasized the importance of maintaining the privacy of Social Security records, which contain highly sensitive personal information. Musk's pursuit of this data raised serious concerns about data security and potential misuse. Social Security numbers, medical histories, and other private information are protected under strict laws, and for good reason. Unauthorized access to this information could lead to identity theft, fraud, and a range of other criminal activities. The ruling highlights the broader implications of Musk's request, showing that disregarding these protections could set a dangerous precedent, potentially opening the door for other private entities to exploit sensitive government data for personal or corporate gain. Moreover, the ruling pointed to the constitutional issues at play. The judge noted that Musk's attempt to obtain this information could undermine fundamental rights and protections guaranteed to Americans. In particular, the case raised questions about government transparency, data privacy, and the rights of citizens to have their information safeguarded from exploitation. If Musk's request had been granted, it could have paved the way for other high-profile figures to circumvent the legal protections that shield American citizens' most sensitive data. The ruling stands as a strong reminder that even in the digital age, there must be strict boundaries when it comes to the collection and use of personal data, especially when it comes to something as vital as Social Security. The legal implications of this case are far-reaching, not only for Musk, but for the future of data privacy in America. The decision serves as a reminder that even powerful individuals and corporations must adhere to the law, and that legal protections exist to prevent the overreach of private interests into public systems. While Musk may argue that his expertise in tech and business could improve the management of Social Security, the ruling makes it clear that the law must take precedence over personal ambitions, especially when the stakes are so high. The disruption caused by this request, and the legal challenge that followed, serves as a stark reminder of the fragile balance between technological innovation and the protection of individual rights. The threat to cut off Social Security payments is not just a legal and political issue, it's one of the most unpopular and dangerous actions a government could take. Shutting down these benefits would disproportionately affect the elderly, disabled, and other vulnerable Americans who rely on Social Security for their survival. The public backlash would be enormous, and any administration willing to jeopardize the financial security of millions of people could face widespread condemnation. The very idea of withholding Social Security, a program established to protect the most vulnerable in society, reveals the extreme lengths to which the Trump administration is willing to go in pursuit of its political and ideological goals. This kind of threat crosses a line that most American leaders would hesitate to approach, as it puts the welfare of the nation's most at-risk citizens at risk for the sake of political maneuvering. Adding to the gravity of this situation is the example of a real-life case where Social Security's errors led to disastrous consequences. A man, 82 years old, lost thousands of dollars due to a bureaucratic mistake where he was wrongly classified as deceased. This kind of error, while unfortunate, is far from rare in the Social Security system. However, the stakes become much higher when private entities, like Musk's companies, are granted unprecedented access to sensitive personal data. The potential for misuse or mishandling of this information is immense, and the damage it could cause is not just theoretical. People's livelihoods are at risk. If Social Security is pushed to act under these conditions, the results could be catastrophic for those who are already struggling to navigate a complex and often flawed system. Elon Musk's rationale for seeking to manage Social Security data is rooted in his belief that his success in business and technology could somehow translate to better management of one of the most sensitive government programs. Musk has built a reputation on innovation and disruption, but this is a domain where his approach could backfire in dramatic ways. Social Security is not a tech startup, and managing it is a delicate balancing act that requires understanding the vulnerabilities of its recipients and the systemic challenges involved. Musk's belief that his expertise in launching rockets and managing electric cars could somehow solve the complexities of Social Security shows a fundamental misunderstanding of the system's needs and the risks associated with its administration. His approach could lead to more chaos than solutions, further alienating those who are already at the mercy of a system that isn't perfect but serves as a crucial safety net. Furthermore, this entire situation bears resemblance to past instances where individuals or companies have overestimated their ability to navigate complex systems, leading to disastrous outcomes. Whether it was the failed attempts of private corporations to take over essential public services or the mismanagement of other government programs. The historical record is filled with examples of people in power underestimating the complexity of the systems they are trying to control. Musk's involvement in Social Security, driven by his belief that his innovation could fix what's broken, may very well repeat the mistakes of the past. His request for personal data, under the guise of improving the system, is ultimately a reckless move that puts the financial and personal security of millions at risk.